What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a freaking hot day. So it is almost 10 in the morning and it feels like it's already about 105 or so. I think today we're supposed to be hitting around 110, 111 if I remember right. It's gonna be a hot one today, but we got some stuff to do. Hopefully I don't die doing it, and I'm probably gonna have to wait till this evening to start it. But if you guys remember, probably a few months back I did a video working on this red DA Integra, super mint, like an OEM style, or pretty much OEM plus, because the only thing I had done to it was wheels. But I did like a clutch and some other stuff on it, and today he's bringing the car back. I put on some Coil springs before, and he didn't like how they settled. He just doesn't like the ride quality of them or something, I'm guessing. So he upgraded to some Skunks, and he's bringing them by, and he's gonna have me install them and install a clutch cable for him. So that'll be cool. Get some more money and get to working on that nice Integra again. So his name is Eric. He should be here pretty much any time now. Oh wow, this thing looks magnificent.
How's it going, bud?
What's going on? Living the dream, I suppose, as well as I can.
Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, this thing looks amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Definitely looks
Super
just like from the factory. So I told you guys in one of the last times I saw this car, we kind of put the new hatch on. I kind of gave it a glaze coat or whatever, and just gave it a quick coat of paint. And his intentions were to get the whole car shot, and he just got it back from the body shop. And this, I don't think the camera's doing it justice. Like, once this thing gets an actual full cut and polish on it, it'll be even nicer. But like, this thing is pretty much showroom at this point now. Like, all the trim is all nice and clean and black somehow, and this thing is just awesome. What? Eric just took off back to his house, so we got his keys. Let's get this thing pulled in here. It is, like I said, really hot right now, so I'm just gonna get this car up, get the wheels off, and then we're gonna go inside and have to come back out to this a little bit later. But yeah, I just can't get over how good this car looks. Like, I'm stoked for him. I really wish I had a DA that clean, just even to daily. Friggin', nice. Interior is still just as minty as the last time I worked on this thing. Must be nice. Definitely purrs like a kitten. AC's working. Oof, I made it. So I'm driving the car right now to kind of get a feel for what he was saying. He's hearing the clunking noise, which the front end, the springs are very soft. I definitely noticed that when I originally installed them, and I had warned him, like, hey, the front's a little low, you might be smacking your subframe. But after driving it now, just spinning around the block, I hit a couple little dips in the road and then pulled into a couple drives to try and like recreate the noise. And it's not the subframe that's hitting, it's the upper control arms. So any of you guys that have lowered Hondas know that those are always an issue. That's why people run shock tower extensions. That's why you have to have like a bit of a stiffer spring up front. So not much we can do about this other than get these new coils on, coil sleeves or whatever, and we can try and raise the front end up a little bit, and hopefully the spring rate is a little bit stiffer on them. But I mean, on a side note though, just driving this car right now, this car drives like an absolute dream. Like, it's so smooth, it's so quiet, the AC is mint, it feels like a time machine. Like, I've never driven a nice stock DA like this, like that, to this level of like stockness or whatever, and I gotta hand it to him. Like, this is probably my favorite DA at the moment. It's so nice. Yep, you can hear it right there. Yeah, I just got the wheel off, and right away I can tell that it's the control arm hitting. Because you see that beat up spot right up there? Let me focus it on that. That spot right there is from this control arm smacking it. So it looks like these are some hard race or something upper control arms, and yeah, the issue is just the design. It's not anything specific, it's just it's a large big arm, and the springs being too soft on this let it go up and smack the shock tower. I have a little bit of issues even on my DA, and my DA sits a bit higher than this. It's just almost inevitable unless you do the extensions or run a really stiff spring rate. But that's not really ideal in this situation because it's, you know, it's a stock car. He doesn't need no crazy like 12K springs up front. So we're gonna get these skunks on, raise the car up a little bit, and we'll make it work for him. Got the coil out, or the strut, or whatever, so now just gotta take this thing apart. You just got your 14 mil bolt up here. Sometimes there's an Allen head key up there that you might need to use, but if you have an impact or something, you can shoot it right off. In this case, I am gonna grab my spring compressors, even though these are really soft springs, better safe than sorry. I don't want this shooting apart, and disassemble this, and we can put the new sleeve on. Well, I was gonna use my spring compressor, but I think it's stripped. It's not wanting to tighten down. So we're just going to try this and hope that it doesn't destroy anything. Well, that could have been a lot worse. Since the spring is small, it really didn't make a difference. Or the spring is soft or whatever, but yeah. Alright, well, that's not bad. So let's see what's in this box, shall we? Okay, so these gasket little O-ring things, I believe these go on the bottom of the sleeve to help the sleeve from wiggling around. Not too sure what these anodized rings are for. I'll have to see if there's any instructions in here. And it looks like there is. So we got some spanner wrenches, and these are the sleeves. I don't think, I'll check the instructions here in a sec, but these look to be all the same size, so I don't believe that there's going to be any fronts or rears. But yeah, let's get this first one done, kind of see how hard this is, and we'll go through and get the others. So, after going through these instructions, these little anodized rings, or whatever, the zinc-coated rings, these are for the front coils, and the springs themselves are all the same size, but these are short sleeves. There's 2 short sleeves, 2 long sleeves. The short sleeves, according to the instructions, 2 short thread sleeves, dual locking perches for the front. So, let's kind of go through, and I've never really assembled these ones on my own before, because I've only had one car that ran these style of coilovers, and they were already on the car when I got them. So we're going to go through and follow the instructions. It looks like we just got to thread this up and put the ring on the bottom. So to go ahead and assemble these, what we're going to do is go through all the O-rings right here that they send you. So the O-rings are just to make sure that the sleeve isn't bouncing around and stuff. So in this case, probably use these top ones. These look like they should be a decently tight fit. Actually, you know what? We're going to try a middle one. So, yeah, I think that'll be a good fit. So we'll slide one all the way down, and we'll do one more, and we'll put it a little bit higher up. Yeah, nice. These are kind of slippery. He had some sort of silicone in here, but just like that. And then we'll take the sleeve and yeah, slide that down over it. Okay, just gotta finagle it a little bit, but when the sleeve is on there with the O-rings in place, it really won't wiggle around. And that's pretty much how we want it. So now we can go ahead and assemble the rest of this. Put that down in there, yeah. So he also supplied some new energy suspension little bump stop things. So got the sleeve on, got the spring on, so now we'll drop the bump stop on there, and then this piece, in this case, the bigger flat washer will go face down like that, and then we take the old little cover, dust cover thing, and slide that on there. And then we have this black washer, this big flat one. We'll slap that on, and then we'll do the top hat, and then we'll do this washer upside down, so like the lip is up like that. And then after that, we will do our top nut again. Then we'll go ahead and just crank this all down, and then we got the one done. The one thing that I forgot to do on the first one, which I just had to take it apart to make it easier, they want you to wrap one thin layer of electrical tape around it to keep this brass, or whatever ring this is, in place here. So I already got the second shock disassembled, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to do this. In this specific case, I have found that 2 of the skinnier ones on the sleeve hold the coil sleeve in better, so 2 there, and then using one of the thicker medium ones, put it in the little lip down here to really hold it in there. So like that. And then we'll put the sleeve on. Should have to wiggle it on there just a little bit. Okay, there we go. A little bit of a tight fit, which is how you want it, because you don't want that moving around. Now, no movement at all on that coil sleeve, which is what you want. So we got that. What are we doing here? All right, so coil sleeve, and then we're going to get in here, grab our new bump stop. I'm gonna slide that on. We'll grab our ring, put our ring on. We'll put our coil spring on. Then we will put our dust tube on, and our washer, our top hat, third washer, top nut, and send it home. A little bit of an issue. You can see this big old gap here, so that's all room for that sleeve to bounce around in. And the perch itself, like the sleeves, the rings sit inside the perch, so I don't know how easy it's going to be to even adjust those when it's on the car. So I text Eric, recommended that we keep the teens on the rear and we can put the skunks back on the front. Like, I mean, I already have the fronts installed, but keep the skunks on the front, put the teens in the rear, and then have him later on upgrade to some full body coilovers, because I know this is definitely going to make some rattles. And I was doing some reading on the skunk springs, and it sounds like a lot of people are saying that they're pretty bouncy, so I don't want him to be super disappointed with this rear end setup. So we're going to put this one back together, reinstall it. Thankfully I didn't take the other side off yet. Usually I do everything together, but I didn't take it apart, so I can go ahead and put that one back together, get this back in the car, and then we can go and just get this clutch cable taken care of, and then his car will be all put back together. Alright, so car's all back on the ground. Both struts, I kind of did my own measurement from the perch to the bottom top of the bottom ring or whatever. Both sides are set to 2 inches. My driveway is unlevel though, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just move this out to the street where it's a little bit more level. Then we'll get out and we'll kind of eyeball it and see where we're sitting. But so far, at least sitting right here, it does look a bit better. Okay, well, I think this is probably about as level as it's gonna get. Right here in the middle of my road, so let's get out really quick and see what we're looking at. Alright, so the rear, got a pretty good gap. Obviously, I'd put those back to stock, or the teens that were on there before. So the front looking like it's definitely higher than it was before. So let's see what the other side looks like if it's leveled. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that they're pretty darn similar. Yeah, I do think this road is still just a little uneven. It sucks, this road kind of like bevels. It's stupid, but I'm gonna spin around the block, see if that clunking goes away, and we'll kind of determine if that's okay from there. Because they should be pretty much even. I know the backs are even, the front should be pretty much even, but let's spin around, see if it clunks. So driving it around, no abnormal really noises. I hear a slight clunk in the front on some of the bumps, and I think it's because it's the sleeve, how it has room to wiggle. But it's just a very faint sound, so it might even not be that. But overall, it seems like the clunking on the bumps has actually gone away. So I think we're at a good ride height. So I think we're probably just gonna bring this back to the house now and get this clutch cable put in. Well guys, I'd say that was a success. No more obnoxious clunking. There is a little bit on weight transfer if you're coming into a turn and there's a bump. You can hear the shock kind of move, or the sleeve or whatever kind of wiggle around in its perch, or the spring or whatever. So that's just a part of having the coil on sleeves instead of a full body. But he did agree that he was gonna, in the future, get some actual full body coil over. So I'm sure we'll see this car back here again. I am gonna end this video off here. I'm gonna do the clutch cable in a separate video. That way when people need to look just directly for that, they don't have to try and dig through this video if I were to add it into here. So hopefully you guys found this video entertaining or interesting, or maybe it taught you how to kind of assemble your own coil on sleeves or whatever. So if you guys found the video useful, let me know in the comments down below. Please leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, hopefully consider subscribing. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, get this clutch cable changed out, make this other video, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.